Good morning. Here with Rob Anderson from Aussie Home Loans. We commonly call him Aussie Rob for obvious reasons, but this is getting to know Rob from Aussie. So welcome.
Thanks, Bruce. Sensational, mate. Just had our meeting at the Currumbin Surf Club. Had a great get together this morning, and Bruce has kindly offered to do an interview so we can sort of help each other out.
Yep. So Rob, firstly, where do you live, mate?
Well, I live in Coolangatta. I moved up from Melbourne about 4 or 5 years ago, and then basically decided we'd base ourselves in Coolangatta. And yeah, it's just a dream opportunity for me to come up here, help people get their home loans, leases, and commercial stuff done.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just a great place to live. So it's awesome.
Great. So how long have you been a mortgage broker?
Oh, a lot of years now, Bruce. It's 11 years, mate. So
11 years, wow.
So yeah, I've done a lot of loans and helped out a lot of people to get to where they want to get to.
Yep.
Been a bit of a pleasure to do that for everybody. The experience that I've developed over the years, and yeah, it's just been amazing to be able to be part of a lot of people's lives. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay. So at the moment, like we've been through some tough COVID times. Everything's opening up, and mortgage with everything, the RBA's dropped the rates and all that. So what's the best rates you can get right now?
Well, there's the banks are doing a lot of things out there. I suppose they're trying to get the best rates for people to get into their homes, which is really good for the first home buyers, for the people buying investments. But really the rates are, if you're fixing a rate for 2 years, it's basically around the high ones, 1.98, 1.99, and then they're varying from 2 years fixed to 4 years fixed. And then if you're looking at just variable, it's usually in the 2.5, 2.6 mark. So you're getting some amazing rates out there. Money's probably never been as cheap. I know we're all doing it a bit tough as an economy, so it's one of the reasons why money's become a lot cheaper. But the good thing is, if you're in a position where you've got a job and you're paying rent, and it's a really good time for you to look at what you want to do and how you want to set things up for the future. So yeah.
Oh wow! So pretty much you can be buying a house if you got a deposit, or some security. You can be buying a house for the same, and your mortgage would be sometimes cheaper than paying rent.
Yeah, it's amazing. Once you sit down with people and they then understand that, then they can get their all their ducks in order and making sure that they get a pre-approval in place. I'm big into making sure people get pre-approved. And once they're pre-approved, then they can go out and find a house, and you can help them through that process of buying a house.
So really the key is talking to a broker first and getting a pre-approval, so you know what you can spend.
Yeah, so much so. And look, with the regulations and being responsible in your lending patterns, there's the sorts of things you have to work out with your clients, and then you can get a really good understanding of what they want, and then you can guide them in the right direction. And of course, when you're looking at real estate, you need someone experienced like yourself, so then they can help get the people what they want.
Okay. So, do you only do home loans?
No. Look, I suppose to diversify into different things, you're looking at leasing, commercial activity. So I've had the experience to be able to do that. So it's great when people want new cars, they want leases, they want to look at commercial properties, self-managed super funds. We can look at all that. So investments. So it's a really good mix, and I suppose the experience I've got in all those fields gives the clients a really good understanding of what they need to do to set themselves up to get into those markets.
Okay, so can anyone come to see you for a loan or a leasing for a car, or do you need to have an ABN or a business?
Well, yeah, you can do commercial, you can do consumer. Commercials, normally you need a couple of years of ABN. Each bank's slightly different on their policy, but yeah, normally you'd have to have your business set up for a couple of years.
Yep.
But there are ways that you can set that up and work through that to make sure you're entitled to everything that comes through that. So yeah, so it's just a matter of understanding the business you're in and what you're doing and how that works out, and your servicing is quite a can be worked out quite quickly.
So really with home loans, the key is actually making the phone call and chatting to you and working out what your situation is and what's the best product and whether you're suitable for it.
Well, normally I'd send you out a customer information form. With that information, I've got a really good understanding of where it sits, being responsible and making sure that you're not putting the clients into a position they can't afford. Then we work through that, and then we work out a little strategy. So it's a really good process to go through. It doesn't cost you anything, so I do that for Nick's, and that's part of the Aussie setup where we can help you out, and it doesn't cost you anything to talk to me. So that's a big plus.
Okay, so who pays you then?
Well, the banks pay us, so we don't need to. The clients will get us.
So it's a total 100% free service for the client.
Totally upfront, total 100% free service, and then the banks will pay us once we settle. So we work on commission, and basically it's all customer focused.
Perfect. So really, you've got how many products would you be able, like different products would you be able to offer? As you know,
it's fairly substantial. You've got investment properties, you've got normal properties, you've got leasing, you've got car leasing. We go out and find the cars for certain people. Yeah. We also then look at commercial activities, commercial properties, leasing arrangements.
Okay.
So all that comes into it. So there's a whole heap. It's just, I suppose we're across all that because we've got great products and great banks.
Okay, so from a home loan perspective, how many banks do you deal with?
Over 20.
Over 20. So rather than going to a single bank and walking in and getting their product over the counter, you recommend coming to see you, and then you can put them in the best product that suits.
We normally select 4 types of lending, whether they're banks or there's lots of different lending activities out there, and then each person it'll suit each one of them. So it's just a matter of teeing it up with each person.
Okay. So where do you meet your clients? They've made the phone call, you go, okay, well, we got to come in. Do they come to you? Do you have an office somewhere? How does it work?
Well, Bruce, we're here now at Columbian Beach, so I meet a lot of clients in any sort of environment, a coffee shop or surf club. We can go online. I can meet you in your lounge room for a Zoom meeting, or just to make sure that we've got a good two-way conversation. I've done deals all over Australia, so there's no real borders. With the new invent of the COVID-19, you can get your ID anywhere. So it's just a matter of making sure that I understand what you want and then work on the strategy.
So anyway, it's not a physical distance anymore.
No,
it's a virtual distance, so you could be anywhere in the country.
Anywhere in the country.
Okay, so that's great. And do you say I'm a working family, husband and wife working, or single person working, whatever, and can't talk to you during business hours? How does that happen? How does that work?
I'm available pretty much on Saturday mornings. I don't tend to work Sundays, but if you're in a position where you're a 5-day worker or you're shift work or whatever, then we just work out a strategy for you.
Yep.
And time for me, I'm happy to work any hours during the week, so it's pretty flexible.
So you'll do after dinner or what have you?
Dinner, 10 o'clock.
Before
11,
breakfast,
whatever.
That sort of
Before
stuff.
Becky, when you get up, Bruce, at 6 or whatever, I know you're a bit of a sports fanatic.
So Rob, I'll post some contact details up on with this as well, so that people can get in contact with you if they need some help, because no doubt you know what you're doing. But so thank you for your time.
Yeah,
and
it's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Thanks, mate.
I really appreciate Bruce's help in the real estate side of things. And if you need anything real estate wise, Bruce is your man.
Thank you.
Cheers.